We always say time is money, but do we know what it means? Because every single thing, okay, not every single thing, most things that can be said about money can be said about time. For example, you can spend time, you can budget time, you can say someone is living on borrowed time, right? Or you can say things like, what? You wasting my time. Or I've got no time to give you. Or I invested some time into something. So, what can we confirm from that? Time is a component of value, it's a representation of value. And why is it a representation of value? Time is a representation of value because for a finite being, a person who's not immortal, it's a limited resource. Now, time may have been there before me and it will be there after me, but for me, as a limited being that can only live for a certain lifespan, it's a commodity because it can diminish. So I have to be economic with my time. I have to be able to budget my time. So time is value. So that's why you get paid for your time. I've heard people saying, "Now you get paid for results." Yeah, that's part of it. But also your time is valuable. That's why there are terms in economics like opportunity cost. Why? If you open a business in the CBD and you ask me to come there and work for you and be a shopkeeper, now it's not my fault if people don't come through to the shop. I'm not a marketing manager, I'm the shopkeeper. You cannot say at the end of the month you're not supposed to pay me because nobody came, no clients came. No, that's on you or that's on your marketing team because I spent my time coming there every single day. I could have been doing something else with that money. I could have been selling tomatoes on the street. I could have opened a stall at a vending place and be making money. But I can't be in two places at the same time. So my time of being there was valuable. So time is money, right? And time is money even in the form of your airtime. You pay money for that time to be able to speak to someone and you get charged in the number of hours you used. You pay money for the amount of time that you stay in a place. Whether you're booking a hotel, they charge you by the time, which is money, and they charge you for the time that you stay there. Even in the houses that you rent or that you stay in, if you're a tenant, you pay for the time per 30-day period, and your DSTV, you pay per given period that you've watched DSTV for 30 days, so you gotta pay this much. So time is money, right? We're gonna get back into that. We need to go to the next thing. Effort is value too. Effort, if somebody puts their effort in something, that's gotta be valuable because that effort cannot be applied without time. So effort includes both the time and the effort being put. But what's the effort? The work, depends if you want to go with the physics definition, right? But your efforts of doing something. So for example, sometimes there's some services that can of course it would be better if they gave results that can say that, we can send your press release to all these places, or we can write articles on our blog about your stuff. They're giving you their effort and their time, but they can't guarantee that when people read that they're going to get they're going to come and buy your stuff. So if you had a press release on your company, whatever it sells, and people don't buy, you can't then say that you don't want to pay those people for their effort just because you didn't get your results. Of course, it would be desirable if you got your results, but that might be on you because they did their part. They delivered their copy, maybe they're copywriters, maybe, and this goes across the board, and they used their time. So now we've got two factors, time and effort, but both of those, the effort relies on the energy that's put in. The energy relies on what? In order for me to get energy, I need to eat. In order for me to eat, I need to put effort maybe in farming. Maybe I farm my own food and eat. But if I don't farm my own food, I need money. But where do I get the money? I need money to buy that food. And by the way, The reason I'm paying the people who make the food is because they put effort as well and time into growing those things and watered them for months on end, which brings us back to the time and the effort and the energy they use. That's what we are compensating them for when we buy those things, right? And you have to pay for the energy to cook, which is the money that you pay for your electricity, whether you're using ZESA, ESCOM, or whatever is in your country. That's energy too. So everything is really about energy, and money is energy. It's a form of energy in a symbolic state to say that this is representative of energy that this other person put in to work on ABC, right? So, but I don't want to get too deep into that because we'll start getting. Then there's efficiency now. The efficiency is okay after you put the effort. I'm now back to that example. Let's say you have a better marketing team and they put together some blog posts and they posted them. At least you get some results. That's efficiency. That gets people, that makes something of higher value. That not only, because just because you put time, energy, and effort into something doesn't mean it's being efficient for the person in question. And by the way, by efficiency, I have to jump the gun and get to desired results. Okay, fine. You can put time, energy, and effort and get desired results. So, for example, you can put time into chopping wood, using firewood, cooking a meal for a long time, washing the pots because they got ashes on them and it takes a long time. But that's not as efficient as using a stove. That's not as efficient as using a microwave. And what I mean by efficiency is something that brings you desired results by saving your time. The more efficient something is, it should give you the same results or even better results by saving you both time, energy, and energy. In fact, time, energy, and effort. If something can save you time, energy, and effort and give you the desired result, that thing is efficient and that thing becomes more valuable. That's why a plane ticket is worth more than a bus ticket. It's not about being in the air. That could be part of it. There might be some value in you being excited about being in the air, but it's more like if you're gonna take 30 minutes to get from Harare to Bulawayo, that's efficiency because you got there in less time. And like we said, you've got a limited time on this earth and you want to maximize it. Why would you spend hours on end going from Harare to Cape Town trying to use public transport when you could be saving time, when you could be there in hours and do more and save your energy? You get what I'm saying? Save your energy. So the more efficient something is, it tends to become more highly priced. And just because something is highly priced, because the price of something is not the value of something. And it's not the cost. The cost is what it takes the people who make that thing to make it and to deliver it to you. That's the cost. The price is the cost it costs them per unit after they divide everything, the rentals they pay for their factory, the labor, whatever. Per unit, the units that you are buying. The cost of that plus the profits, their profits, that's the price. And mostly people think that the price that they pay for something is the value of something. If somebody charges you some, like, do you understand what I'm saying? If somebody charges you for something, that's the price. The value is what you get to gain from that, whether it's once off or over and over again. And in some instances, you gain value over and over again. Let's say, what can I say? Let's say you buy, you pay for an electric fence and an alarm system or whatever, a security system. You pay for that once off. That's the price. The value of that is how many times those systems are saving you from being robbed over and over again over the years, right? When when intruders try to come to your house. So you might not know how many thieves try to come through and then they say, oh, there's an electric fence, oh, there's an alarm, and they backed off. Without that, maybe you might have lost more, right? So, again, I'm also saying this to say, something that you may buy for a certain price may actually cost you, maybe a liability even. It doesn't mean not everything is an investment. Some things are liability, some things drag you back. The money you might have spent on alcohol might actually be at a loss to you. So it might not be valuable to you because maybe you did certain things, or maybe you do certain things after you drink alcohol, or maybe even if it was your first time, you carried that habit and got an addiction. So now it's a liability whereby you have to feed that addiction over and over again and give those people money, even though you're not really getting any value, at least extrinsic value, might actually be hurting your health. So the cost of doing that is the healthcare bill, right? And I ain't attacking anybody who takes I'm just having streams of consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Might just speak from the heart, So I never plan to be like, nah, and I'm not attacking anybody. I might also be doing bad habits, a lot of habits that I should probably quit, that are liabilities to my well-being and to what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm telling you this to say that just because you paid something for a certain price doesn't mean that's the value. And just because it's a certain price, something is being sold, doesn't make it valuable. It might actually be diminishing your value even after you bought it. It might actually be diminishing your own value. And then there are some things that if you buy them once off, over time, over and over again, it might take a long time, but over and over again, after some time, they start giving you money over and over again. So let's say an artist, one of the fortunate ones, because a lot of artists don't get a breakthrough, who might have recorded a certain song for $50 at a certain studio, and that song became a hit, and that song, after that song was known, might have given them money over and over again from Spotify. But not only Spotify, when they became that famous, certain people wanted to pay them to feature at their club, appearance fees, or some people might have wanted nothing to do with that track, but the fact that those people would never have known that person if it wasn't for that track that they paid $50. So let's say even if the track went around the country and the artist can say, I've seen artists say like, nah, music doesn't pay because I did that track and nobody ever bought the CD, or nobody ever, like the Spotify streams, they only paid me $7, but there were millions of streams. But those millions of streams made that person famous enough to get paid for other things, like appearing, just to appear at a club or certain shows or whatever. So if the artist has been like thinking that, no, just because I recorded a track, the value of that should come from me getting money as a check from Spotify, they're not getting what the value is of doing that. You understand what I'm saying? If you're looking at value, you're looking at even, I like to look at value in the long term and from other perspectives of like, oh, now that I did this, a lot of people don't want to value school. I know that people are against the school system in this era. I'm not against the school system. I wouldn't be able to articulate myself the way I do without a good schooling. I wouldn't be able to do the mathematics that I do when I calculate things for my business and be able to identify opportunities. Now, there might be people who might have been able to do that. So for me, the value is not even in the qualification, the paperwork, like saying, I got this, I did this for how many years, the things that people put on a CV. For me, it's the experience of even being taught the discipline of being told that you have to do something. Like if you have to do something, it has to happen. It's time bound. Like saying there's a test on Friday and you have to read for that test on Friday. It doesn't matter if midweek you get dumped by your girl. the test is on Friday, that the test doesn't care if you got dumped by your girl. So it's like what? You're being taught that kind of discipline. So even if you leave the schoolwork and even after school and you say, nah, I'm going to be a hustler from now on, I'm going to be selling phones, I'm going to be selling PCs, that's cool. As long as you still got that discipline that you learned, that when there's a test on Friday, you know that there's a test on Friday. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. If your chick is dumping you, it doesn't matter what's happening in your family. The test is on Friday. So it means when you're now in business, you know that, yo, I've got something to deliver. I promised my client deadline Friday. The deadline is Friday. Unless something very major occurs, there is no reason I shouldn't be delivering on Friday. That's value. And that makes you so much different if you were that person who understood the importance of keeping that timeline. That makes you so much more valuable than other people that are providing the same service. Because maybe your client is used to people who miss the date or miss the mark. Maybe you do graphics, and a lot of graphics people or a lot of people who sew clothes, they can keep pushing the dates, right? But maybe what if you're a person who sews clothes and you tell people that I'm going to give you something on Monday and you give them something on Monday? How about that? So for me, I can go on and on, but I think you guys get the concept of what I'm trying to talk about. It's Makpara, your boy. Let's keep talking. Let's talk about value, efficiency, desired results, because bringing desired results is also subject to the time. Would somebody go for the desired results for less time or for more time? But also, there's a lot more factors I believe that you know of that bring value to a product. So put them in the comments. Peace.